So along, what is he doing? Is he doing a live?
And the K36 Zoom,
Oh,
he sent me which is translated. How did he say it?
doing a live translation?
Hi, Frank. What
Yeah.
happened is when Ron was in Munera in December,
Okay.
Long was is in taking Mentor 6 right now. He was interpreted for Ron. And now Long is belonging to the international group.
Okay.
For translation.
For translation. So for K36, he and his team and the other international people, whatever Thầy Toàn say, then they interpret right on point there. So they have a different Zoom, and it's in English with interpretation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of those. I think Miss Ann Trang was part of it. Miss Hoài Mi, right?
Oh, I
Okay.
did not know that. Okay,
I think so. I don't have a chance to join it, but I think there is a group of people who are doing it. Yeah, so the people who are in the cutting edge of the technology.
Yes.
In terms of the language, I know two really active members, masters, Master An Trang and Master Hoài Mi. I think it's also part of that.
Wow.
I appreciate the group because they're doing a lot of work for me and other international people that only speak English.
Not only that, I think K36 has been transcribed into text, and the master class is imprinting that text. So I haven't had a chance, the time to join the class, but what we're doing now is in addition to imprinting via listening and writing. Part of your mentor is you listen, you write. There's also the masters are also practicing reading and writing. So, the actual transcript from Master Toàn has been basically typed up, whether by AI or edited with human hands. But the master are taking turn reading it and then writing it.
Wow.
So that is one of the three methodology in this education for accelerated learning. It's called accelerated learning. Traditionally we go to school and it takes a long time for us to learn a new knowledge. But with this methodology, if you initiate level 3 awareness and wisdom, right, when we are empty, we don't have the level 1 awareness, the right, wrong, good, bad, true or false, then we can absorb the information very quickly simply by using our authentic hearing and seeing. Different than what we learn in college. In college, we learn to be critical, right? Critical thinking. That's a great skill that we have to develop in order to get ahead in life and to succeed. But in this technology methodology, we suspend that criticality. We suspend that level 1 awareness. We don't judge. We don't think. We don't ask question. We just hear. And that's the input part. That is in the human construct. There's the admission, and then admission and expression. The input and output happens immediately as we listen and we write, or we read and we write it down. That process of input and output. The term I use for that is imprinting. Okay, imprinting. Because it is a scientific terminology applied to baby ducks. When a duck first hatched from the egg, the first 10 minutes of its life, whatever it sees, it will think it's mother. It's usually the case. That is one way for the mother duck to make sure that the baby duck can recognize her and follow her, so that she can keep them safe. And so the first 10 minutes of a baby duck's life, it will imprint the image of the mother duck into its mind, and it will recognize that forever as its mother. What scientists have done, they have experimented. They have put, instead of putting a mother duck in front of a baby duck that had hatchling, they would put some other picture or a human being, and the little baby ducks would imprint that human being, and that the baby duck would follow that human being for the rest of its life. Okay, it is a very fast way of absorbing knowledge. Okay, the fast way of absorbing knowledge. You suspend your critical thinking, and you just let your authentic hearing and seeing and expression take over. The other one is another methodology is collective synergy. Okay, so when you're in an environment where you have a lot of people, your knowledge, and especially in an environment where people are interacting, then we pick up on, you know, other people's awareness. We pick up on other people's realization, and we learn a lot faster in a collective environment as opposed to just listen to it on your own. I wish I had more time to be in a collective synergistic environment. That's what I tried to do last year. Okay. This year, you know, circumstances are a little bit different. So I'm more of a lonely warrior in this for now, just for now. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the third part of the methodology is what's the third one? I forgot. Oh, it has to do with the transmission of reality. It is a sharing of reality. When we share our reality to another person, they will get it more quickly than if they just learn and read a book on their own. It is other people's reality that when they share it, it is very real. And as a result, it causes a transformation, you know, very real for the person who's learning. So those are the three methodology in this philosophy. Accelerated learning, imprinting, and well, collective synergy, and the transference of reality. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hello, Hogan.
Oh, hello, Hogan.
Hello, how are you?
We have a
How are you?
successful, how do you say, a business person, a graduate of a business class, yeah.
Business, what do you call that in English? Business entrepreneurs or
Doanh chủ is entrepreneur or business, you know, entrepreneur.
do you say
Yeah.
business leaders?
Business leader, there you go, business leader.
Yeah,
Business
Yeah.
leader class, yeah.
It's
Because you
easier
are
to say
essentially a
business
leader,
leader.
not just doing business, but you are essentially a leader.
Frank, your camera these days, did you change it? It's really very awesome to see you're sharing the camera.
My face or my screen? My
Both.
face.
Oh, yeah, where you draw your diagrams.
I don't know. I use the same camera, but maybe because maybe your seeing has improved. Maybe your eyes have transformed. Okay, you are now at a new level of awareness and perception. You are now able to encompass and hold people and objects in a
What kind of camera is that?
This is, you mean the share screen? This is a cheap $40 camera.
Oh.
Let me see. Let me see if I still have it. I'll share the link to you.
Oh, I think you shared to me already. I said this time it looks
did.
better. I thought you.
Didn't I do a video with you before? But I didn't share the link, right?
But that's okay, Frank.
Yeah, that's
Ron spoiled me, got me a good camera.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
and, you know, I think as we increase our own personal capability, then we can add to our technological capability. Because if I just start buying, you know, by buying expensive camera, I wouldn't know the best use of it. I like to buy sort of the low end one so that I can appreciate the extent its capability. You know, I want to use it to its fullest capability. That's one way that we show our honoring gratitude toward an object, right? We use it to its maximum capability. We take good care of it. And when it does reach a limit, then we can upgrade it or find something else that is you know, better fitting. So far this camera is pretty nice. This camera is really
nice. It shows up very clear.
Yeah, I do have 3 lights. Okay, I do have 4 lights around me, so a lot of lights.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a secret. Okay.
Yeah. I have 2 ring lights. Okay, 2 ring light that I bought from Amazon. You know, a room light and additional desk light. Over here, you can kind of see the shadow on the right side. There's a bit of a shadow.
That's the problem we had with.
So I put a light shining this way.
Yeah.
So and then I put a light shining this way. So it kind of reduces this. Let me see if I can. So what
eliminate
happens?
Shadows.
Now, if I turn off this is my left side light. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my left side light. Then you see more shadow. See?
Oh, okay.
Okay, now little less. Yeah, the other one I can't reach. So
Anyways, you are so awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Okay, so as a tradition and as a way of stimulating our learning and our transformation, hello, chị Lâm. Thank you so much for joining us. Always lovely to see your background. Would any of you like to share any lesson that you've learned, whether in our past, Wednesday sharing, or any lesson that you've learned this week or today? Any lesson, any impression, or any realization that came as an answer to some long sought inquiry? Okay, those are really the transformative things that we want to focus on. It is the realization of something important that really contribute value to our lives. Anybody? Before we go on to
My level of wisdom were challenged this week.
okay, how so? Do share.
Through family.
Mm.
They're quite negative about with the programs we're taking,
Mm-hmm.
and with Donna's son going through WIT as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a challenging week.
Okay, so you recognize the problem. So how
Yeah.
can we shift that around? Well, how can you say it in such a way that is more wisdom or more related to the material that can you use some of the language that we have learned to explain that phenomenon?
Well, some of the things they're saying, I'll go level one, because a lot of it's not true. It's
Okay.
false, and which brings it down to level one. And it's also level three because they have the emptiness. They have nothing there. They don't know the knowledge, and they're not willing to accept.
That's not level 3. Okay, that's not
Yeah.
knowing. Not knowing is not level 3 wisdom
Yeah.
and awareness. Okay, not knowing or ignorance. Okay, ignorance is kind of like basement level. Okay.
Yeah.
However, we don't want to judge them harshly.
No.
Okay, it requires level 2 awareness and wisdom to not judge them harshly.
Mhm.
In fact, first of all, if we can, let's see if we can practice. Okay, let's say with level 1 awareness. Okay, we've seen them as being negative, right? That is our, level 1 awareness. Okay, that's very natural. We do it all the time. When people disagree with us, or when people have a negative attitude, we judge that as negative. That's fine, perfectly normal. How can we initiate level 1 wisdom? So we went from level 1 awareness, which knowing that, right or wrong. How do we elevate that to level 1 wisdom for ourselves? Let's see if you get it. If you don't, and I can share, but if you get it, take a guess. At this moment, considering, our relationship with our family and whether they disagree or not agree, how can we, at this moment, elevate ourselves to level 1 wisdom?
I would take the information that they have in, and acknowledge what they're saying, and not react.
Okay, that is more like 2 or 3. Okay, but with level 1, simply proactively choose that which is good to acknowledge.
Mhm.
Never mind the fact that they disagree with our pursuit. There must be other good things about our family. The fact that they disagree is also means that they care about us.
Yes.
So they are worried that we are going the wrong way. So they're actually caring about us and worrying and concerned about our own well-being. So with level 1 wisdom, we
Look at the
acknowledge
positive.
the fact that they are caring about us enough to raise their voice. Otherwise, they don't care. We do what we want. We can go wrong, and they wouldn't care. But the fact that they care enough to object, we can take that to be a point of acknowledgement and appreciation.
Very true.
We can honor them and be grateful for the fact that they are concerned about us, and we don't acknowledge and be appreciative of the fact that they are causing any barrier. Now, that would be being grateful to the undesirable thing, and you get more of that.
Mhm.
With level 1 wisdom, we acknowledge that which is good in a person and the fact that they do care enough to raise the concern, and then we stop right there. Okay, we honor them in that aspect.
Mhm.
And if we continue to honor them as people who care and concern for us, guess what? They're going to continue to, find ways to be caring and concerning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if we still find it difficult to, let's say, to feel good about it, then we can elevate our awareness to level 2. Okay, level 2 awareness says that the root cause of life begins with me. I don't need to blame them. I don't need to blame myself. It has nothing to do with other people. It is simply root cause of life begins with me. If they agree with me, root cause of life begin with me. If they don't agree with me, root cause of life still begin with me.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting here and there's a hurricane in China, root cause of life begins with me. Okay, that is the powerful awareness. When you realize the root cause of life begins with you, then you don't take anything to be an offense. No matter what people say or do, we don't take that as an offense. Okay, we don't need to forgive, because to forgive means you have already taken in the poison, you drank the poison, we expect other people to die of the poison. And through time, thankfully, through time, with time, the pain kind of lessened, and at some point we decided that we need to forgive. We need to let go, so we forgive. Of course, we raise that to the level of mercy. To be mercy is that if we hold somebody at fault, then if they are worthy of being punished, then the punishment may hurt them to the degree that they can't recover. So we can be merciful and forgive them more easily. So that helps them. And we can raise ourselves to the energy level of tolerance. We allow people to do things that we don't condone or accept, with the intention of ultimately guiding them to better self-development. So even if our family is disagreeing or maybe reprimanding us for the things that we do, we allow it to happen, because we know that if we work on this, if we transform ourselves, we become the kind of reality that other people want to imitate and possess for themselves, then ultimately they themselves will also try to pursue a path of education that will elevate and transform their life. Right? That is the degree of forgiveness, mercy, tolerance. And then finally, if we find our spirit to be great enough, we can take on magnanimity. Magnanimity means the great spirit, being so great that other people's fault doesn't really bother us. Okay, then we can be totally unconditional in terms of loving them. It doesn't matter what they do to us, we still love them, because we are magnanimous. That is a level 2 awareness and wisdom. Okay, to be unconditionally loving is level 2 awareness and wisdom. And level 2 wisdom employs part of the formula for the root cause of life, right? The root cause of life basically begins with, I take ownership of my life. I don't blame other people. I don't blame myself. And then we create, with wisdom level 2, we create a new possibility by inventing positive images about other people, about ourselves. It is the invention of new mental images based on what we hear, what we see, what we say, and what we know. Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for joining us. Is it convenient to get on the camera? If not, that's okay too. Bonnie, one of my new friend that I invited. I hope that she can interact. Okay. So right now we just kind of go through some review. Review of previous material, review an overview of this philosophy. I always like to begin a day's sharing by generating the purpose of our sharing. Okay, so let me write down the purpose of our sharing for today. Some paper here. Okay. And I want to extend my great gratitude for those of you who have taken the time to join the Zoom. Okay. Some of you probably have better things to do, but you've taken this time, you've dedicated this time, a couple hours of your life to our sharing. Your presence is going to cause other people to experience some sort of transformation. I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful that you, those of you who have the ability to turn on a camera and interact. It helps me understand the material. It contributes value to my life. And so I'm honored by your presence. Okay, I'm grateful for your participation. And to start, I always like to generate the purpose of our sharing. Okay, the purpose of our sharing is very simple. Okay, to expand our awareness. Oops, ESS and perception. Okay, our awareness and perception. You know, previously we go through life, we have a certain awareness and perception about life, about ourselves, about other people. This sharing is about expanding that perception. Okay, what for? Right, so that we can craft a life of good health. Okay, how about happiness? Okay, and for some of us, peace. Okay, there we go. Let's put a very simple. Our purpose is to expand our awareness in perception. We discuss some ideas, we share it, and then from that, we will experience good health, happiness, and some peace. Pretty simple, right? This is, you know, the knowledge has a methodology to it. It has a step-by-step progress. There's a roadmap. Okay, there's a roadmap in our little journey of sharing and learning. First, you know, there's 21 day. Traditionally, in the way that knowledge was taught, there is 21 day because it takes 21 day to form new habit and change behavior. Okay, so symbolically, well, practically, it would be best if we can do 21 day consecutively, but I, you know, don't have time to be able to do that 21 day consecutively. So I'm just gonna do it once a week for 21 week. The idea is that, you know, we will form new habits, okay, new behavior, new ways of thinking. With first half of the series, it's all focused on principles and just foundational laws of the universe, okay, understanding how fundamental principles and natural law works. And then second half, let's just do a quick, you know, just reviews of that real quick. Not too much today, not too much review because I want to get through some of the main material. Principles and natural laws. Okay, here we are operating on universal principles and natural laws in order to craft for ourselves the kind of life of health and happiness and peace, the good life, so to speak. Okay, the good life. And so in order to experience the good life, which is the ultimate outcome, the ultimate effect, okay, we operate on the law. Oops, no, just one law. Okay, just one law. Okay, that's right. We operate on the law of causality. Okay, now causality, basically cause and effect. Okay, so most of us understand causality or cause and effect on an intuitive level. We work on it all the time. Okay, for every cause there's an effect. Every fruit, every seed that we plant in a garden is going to hopefully bear fruit. Okay, bear the same fruit, the same type of the seed. Causality or cause and effect governs lives in many areas, right? All areas of life. But to simplify it, we divide our life into three sort of main perspectives. Okay, there's a perspective of the physical world. the physical world, the natural world. There's a perspective of the spiritual, okay, or the cosmological perspective. And then there is the human life and experience. Life and experience. Okay. So in the physical world, law of cause and effect. If we want to eat a mango, somebody had to plant a mango seed, right? Very simple. Mango seed bears mango fruit. If we want to eat a mango, but we go and we plant a guava seed, then we're not going to get a mango fruit. Okay, very simple understanding of the physical world as it is operated by cause and effect. In the spiritual and cosmological world, religions help us explain where does human life come from, where does the soul come from, where do we go when we die. Okay, so in the physical world, science is very good at helping us with that. In the spiritual or cosmological perspective, religion helps us with that. And then there is something in between which encompasses everything, and we simplify it by simply calling it the perspective of human life and experience. With human life and experience, we think we understand causality. We think we understand how life works. But when we look at things like happiness, if happiness is the outcome, if happiness is the fruit that we want to reap, then what kind of seed do we need to plant in order to reap the kind of outcome that is happiness? And when you look around, look at our own life, we wonder how many people actually are happy. Are we really happy? If the outcome is happiness, and we think we understand cause and effect, then yet if we're not getting the happiness that we believe that we deserve, or if the world should have, then maybe we are not getting the cause, right? We're not getting the right seed. We want a mango fruit, we can plant a mango seed and get a mango fruit. But if we want the happiness fruit, what have we been planting all these years? If we have planted the right happiness seed, then we would have gotten the happiness fruit. But if our life is not as happy as we want it, then maybe we need to go to work on the seed. Okay. Same with our health. Okay. All of us, we want a degree of health. If health or good health as the fruit, then what kind of seed have we been planting all these years? If we have been planting the right health fruit, and by now we should have health as if we've been planting the seed of health, and by now we should have the fruit of health. Okay, but if we have not experienced a good health, then maybe we need to go back and work on the seed that is health. Same thing with our relationship with our other people. Okay, if our family relationship, of our co-worker relationship, even relationship with ourselves. Okay, if the good relationship is the fruit, then what kind of seed have we been planting? And if we have not been planting the right kind of seed, then we need to go to work on it. Okay, and so in this philosophy, we offer, let me just use this one. We offer the following seed, or the following perspective when it comes to understanding, taking ownership of our life. Okay, have you ever heard of the phrase, be the change that you want to see in the world? Anybody hear that phrase? Be the change that you want to see in the world? Can I get a reaction? Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, that came Mahatma Gandhi, a famous worker for peace. Okay, helped India, the country of India, regain its independence from the colonialism of the British Empire. He said, "Be the change that we want to see in the world." What does that mean? Right? It means that if we want to see other people change, if we want to see to be better, the world to be better, don't go to work on fixing the world. Don't go to work on fixing other people. Go to work on fixing ourselves. Okay. If we have a mango fruit and we don't like the fruit, you're trying to change the fruit, it's too late. Right? You can dip it in sugar and you know, do something with it. But by the time we have already reaped the mango fruit, it's too late. It is the final outcome. So the state of the world today, the state of our health, the state of our happiness and our relationship today is the final outcome. We can't change the outcome, but what we can do is we can plant new seed. We can plant better seed so that we can change the ourselves inside. Okay, so in this philosophy, the inner seed is our inner being. Okay, our inner being. It relates to our health, it relates to our relationship, and ultimately it relates to our financial well-being. Our inner seed is the wisdom and the character and attitude. You know, this is a house, we call it a house of holistic health and a house of holistic wealth. If a person who has good wisdom, if they have great attitude, they have character, then you can safely say, oh, okay, that person has planted some good seed in them. And then when we have planted those good seed, hopefully it'll bear fruit into some good positive result in our life. Okay. With human condition, human life and relation, human life and experience, there's something else that makes it a little bit more interesting than just direct cause and effect. Using the same example of the fruit, the seed and the fruit. Okay, so if we were to plant the seed into the ground, and the Bible has a good story about the idea of the seed. We have a seed, whatever seed, let's say a rice seed, a grain or something like that. If we put the seed into the ground and the ground is bad, then even if we put really good seed, then that seed is not going to grow. Right? If we have a really good seed and we throw it on the street, some bird may come and eat it up, then that seed will be gone. If we have a good seed and we plant it in a shallow soil, it might grow into a little tree, but not enough soil, it'll not bear fruit and not take root, and it will to die out and would not bear fruit. That is the idea of a seed that has been planted in an unfavorable condition. So we have a formula for success in life. The formula for success in life is good inner seed. Okay, good inner seed is our wisdom, our attitude, our character. In the picture, it even talk about integrity. Okay, good inner seed. That is what's in us. That's the stuff that we can change. Okay, but even if we change ourselves and we place that seed in a bad environment, then it will not get a chance to bear fruit. And so what we need is a good condition. Favorable condition. Okay, you need to put it in favorable condition. In the analogy of the seed and the fruit, it is the soil, the fertilizer, the water, all the condition that we put into the seed to cultivate it so that it'll grow and bear fruit. And then the ultimate outcome, okay, is the desirable, just going to say desired outcome in life. Okay, desired outcome could be health, could be wealth, could be relationship. And so if we put this into a system of reference called the reality triangle, for those of you who are new, just go back to some of the previous episodes when we talk about the reality triangle. Okay, it looks like this. So there is the good seed. The favorable condition, we call them positive affinity. Okay, this is a human life and condition, affinity. Affinity means attraction. Okay, positive affinity has to do with our attraction with other people? Are we the kind of people that will attract, good people to our life? Or are we the kind of person that people want to leave? Are we repulsive personality, for example? Okay. Positive affinity mean we carry within ourselves the kind of emotional, mental, and spiritual energy that attract people, good people into our life. Good seed plus positive affinity will give us the desired life. Okay, desired life. Okay, health, happiness, relationship. And so first half of this 21-day sharing, we focus a lot on the good seed. Okay, we focus on the a lot of principles and natural laws. And then we talked about the attitude. Okay, if you want to attract good people into your life, then you have to have good attitude. Okay, good attitude is one of the things that will attract many good people into our lives and improve our life and make sure that we will end up with a life that is desirable. Now, there are many different attitudes you can take on, right? How can we keep track of them? We invite you to consider only 3, okay? In this philosophy, you only need to worry about 3 positive energy, okay? That is the energy of, let's try this one. The energy of serenity, which is inner peace. The energy of magnanimity, which is tolerance and unconditional love, okay, mercy, forgiveness. And the energy of honoring gratitude. Okay? It has been proven scientifically and, by wise people that whatever we honor, we actually have. We will actually possess. To honor is to possess. And whatever we are grateful for, we make it last. Okay, so let's take that sort of statement and analyze that a little bit. Whatever we honor, we truly possess. Whatever we are grateful for, we make it last. So let's think of our family member, let's say our spouse. We honor our spouse, we possess. I'm not saying possess as in, being possessive, but I'm saying to actually honor somebody is to have them in your life. To acknowledge somebody, to appreciate it, somebody, to honor them is to actually have them. Because the alternative is if you don't honor them, they go away. And we don't have them anymore. To honor something is the beginning of having it. Okay, if we honor our money, okay, then we actually acknowledge it and we have it. Gratitude is something that actually makes it last. As long as we maintain the attitude of gratitude to whatever it is that we have, we're going to have it last and more of it. Okay, so honoring gratitude is an energy that will multiply what we desire. If we are grateful for our spouse, then our spousal relationship will last. Think about that. If we are grateful for our job, then our job will last. If we are grateful for our children, then our children would maintain their relationship with us. If we are grateful for our money, we will take care of it, we'll invest it, it will grow, and it will last. So if the moment that we stop honoring and being grateful for something, we will start to lose it. Okay, that is why honoring gratitude is a key to getting what you want and keeping what you want. Having it and maintaining it. Okay, that's an important one. Okay, you might want to write down. Honoring gratitude is the key to multiplying what we desire. Honoring gratitude is the key to keeping what we have. You think about it. If anything, if you ever have an item or something that you may enjoy when you first have it, but if you no longer grateful for it, we take for granted and then we forget about it, and then we lose it. Okay, so maintaining, honoring gratitude is one way to maintaining positivity into our lives. Okay, and then just a brief, review. The good seed within us, is our awareness and perception. Awareness and perception. Okay, in this philosophy, we go through the step-by-step process of raising our wisdom, our awareness and perception. We have a new awareness and perception about other people, about ourselves. Okay, and the desired life here, I assume most people want health, happiness. Okay, most people want some kind of relationship, and just, while we're at it, why not be financially well off as well? And in fact, wise people have taught us that if we can light up the candle of wisdom, the candle of attitude, the candle of character, if we can enrich our integrity, our capability, our physique, then it is impossible to be materially poor. Okay? It is impossible to be materially poor when we have wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, capability, and physique. And so here in this philosophy, we don't teach you how to make money. All we got to do is help you raise your awareness and wisdom, improve your attitude, develop a character. We're going to talk about integrity, capability, and physique. And then automatically, money has to come into your life. It is a universal principle and natural law. Natural law of cause and effect. Okay, if we light up these candles, then you will get rich. But we won't teach you how to get rich. It'll just come naturally, and doors will open to you. Okay, if we maintain a strong, solid inner being, if we develop a great set of great health, if we have good relationship, then finance will take care of itself. That's the beauty of this philosophy. So essentially, we're making you rich. Okay, holistically rich. Rich in wisdom, rich in attitude, rich in character, rich in integrity, capability, and physique, and then you will automatically make yourself rich. The opposite is also true. If you focus on, material possession and you forget the foundation of your inner being, your health, and your relationship, then it is very possible that your house will collapse. And we use this example, right? Your inner being, which is the stuff that goes on inside of us, our mind, our emotion, these are the pillars of our house of holistic health. Right? If all we got to do is focus on making money, many of us do, spending many years making money at the expense of our health. As soon as our health goes down, we have to spend money on, fixing our health. Or if we spend a lot of money, a lot of time and effort making money, our finance up here, and we don't take care of our relationship, let's pretend our spousal relationship, when, we get a divorce, then literally half of our finance will go away. Okay. If we spend a lot of money at time, kind of work on our finance, and we don't take care of our inner being, if we got no wisdom, no attitude, no character, then this whole house collapses. And you see that happen all the time. Okay, that is, and so instead of fixing life's problem, okay, here we apply what's called the principle of light. We bring light into our lives. We're not going to help you fix your health problem. You're not going to help you fix your relationship. We're not going to fix your finance, but what we're going to do is help you light up your wisdom, your attitude, your character, your integrity, capability, and physique. If we help you with wisdom, attitude, and a physique, then your health is going to get better. If we help you wisdom, character, and capability, your relationship is going to get better. Okay, and then automatically, if you have all of these foundational on the bottom, then your finance is going to get better. And basically the gist of our philosophy. Okay. Any question about that so far? Okay. So I'm speaking to new people, but so back to this part. First 18 session ago, so far we work on the good seed, we work on our attitude, and here we are beginning to work on the positive affinity, which is the favorable condition that we plant our seed in. Okay, and that has to do with our relationship with people. Our condition, our favorable condition in life are the people who are connected to us. Okay, and let's see. Just a very brief review of the people, of our understanding of people. Understanding of people. Here are some of a quick new perspective on people. Whatever we think of people in the past, these are some new ways of thinking about them. Okay, this is how we honor and appreciate people. Okay, the people are important to us. People are our teacher. Every single person that comes into our life can offer us some lesson. Even the one who brings us undesirable circumstances. We do not honor the bad thing that they do to us, but we honor the lesson that we derive out of that encounter with them. And so essentially, people are our teacher. Okay, everybody can teach us something. People are our path and bridges. They connect us. If they are not the path upon which we walk, they are people who connect us to things of value. Okay? Think of your spouse, think of your job, think of your, all the good things. It is some people that have connected you to it. People are our capitals and asset. Okay, capitals and asset are the things of value that grow over time. Okay, wherever there's people, there's money. Okay, especially business people. You cannot create value if you don't have people. You cannot sell any product without people. We cannot go to work and get any pay if that work does not contribute value to people. And the number 4, number 5 is more of a spiritual understanding. Okay, people are engine of value creation. It is only through people can we create value. It is only through people that we can receive value. And last one is people are engine of grace and merit. Okay, that comes from a system of reference called the human construct, or the energetic structure of human being. Each of us, we carry an energy of ethical, moral energy. Every time we do something good for other people, we accumulate some positive energy. Okay, that positive energy attracts positivity, attract positive circumstances. Okay, so only through people can we perform acts of charity. Only through people can we become better people. Okay, so those are some of the ways that we recognize people. You guys need a few seconds to copy all that down. Let me know when you give me a thumbs up when you're finished copying that down. Okay, those are new awareness about people. Okay, all right. And then we get a little bit more specific. Okay, we shift our perspective about people in the following ways. Whereas previously, we have labels and identity of the people around us. We have mothers and fathers, we have spouse, we have children, we have bosses and colleagues, strangers. In this philosophy, we invite you to momentarily suspend and erase those labels. Forget those other identity that we have known and see if we can put new identity and new labels on people. So we can, as a practice, as we go through this interaction, each of you can make a list of people that fit into this category. Okay, there are people that we call the wise. They are people who point the way. Okay, the wise are the people who give us some perspective, some lesson, or some understanding that allow us to rise above life's problem. The wise are not the people who solve our problem, like if we made a problem. But the wise are the people who can point us the way to go so that we can stand above life's problem. Okay? So the problem is no longer a problem. That's beautiful. Think about it. Wouldn't it be nice, instead of trying to solve all of life's problem, you just wholesale realize that there's no problem. It takes wisdom to do that. Okay, and those are the people, see if you can make a list of people who have in our past point us, give us perspective, give us some lesson that just sort of elevate our ways of being so that we are no longer tied down by certain problems. Okay, the way we deal with them, we honor the knowledge, we pass on the knowledge to other people, help other people, pay it forward, help other people rise above their problem. Okay, these are some of the root cause formula, the human construct, and the reality triangle are the three standard reference systems that we use here in the philosophy. Okay, in order to become the wise, you need to master those standard reference systems. Another type of person is the benefactor. Okay, these are the people who have helped us. Okay, some people who have helped us in some aspect of our life or some stages of our life, right? We can, instead of thinking of a parent as just parent, as mom and dad, think of them as benefactors. They have contributed value to our lives. Instead of thinking of our spouse as merely spouse, they are our benefactor. They have contributed some value to our lives. They have helped us through life in some way. And we can think of people who help us along the way as well, okay? With the benefactor, the way to treat them is you honor them, you acknowledge them, and we have to pay them back. Okay, with the wise, we don't really have to pay them back, you just pass on the knowledge. With benefactor, in order to maintain good relationship, positive affinity, good condition of our seed, we have to pay them back. Okay, in order to attract people to help you in your life, we need to maintain integrity. Okay, so there's a discussion on integrity. Another type of person that we want to make sure that we recognize are the people we call the value connectors. Okay, they may not directly help us, they may not point the way, but what they do is they connect us to things of value. Okay, value connectors are people who play central role in the network. These are the people who seem to have a lot of people in their network. They have a quality social network. Their words carry weight, so when they share some product or service, we can trust them and we can just receive the value from their connection. Okay. The proper way to honor a value connector is help them connect. Okay. Okay, they just like to connect. So we get into the habit of help them connect to other people. We pass on the connection. Let other people borrow our referral, our connection. Those are the value connected. Okay, help them connect. You can expand, help expand the network. We may know somebody in our circle of friends who have a certain expertise or certain value. We may not have a use for them immediately, but if a friend or a colleague has a need, go ahead, share your connection. Okay, share your connection of a value connected to another person. And so we can start to think of our family members, our colleagues. They're not just people who work with us, they are value connectors. They connect us to things of value. Some of us may have received a job because somebody have connected us to the job. Some of us have received some opportunity, a value connector helped us connect to those things of value. Okay, so we need to recognize them so we can properly honor them, be grateful for them, cultivate our good seeds so that we ultimately would experience good life. Okay, next one is an interesting one, the prosper. Okay, the spirit of fortune. The spirit of fortune is a person who multiplies whatever we desire. Okay, the prosper or the spirit of fortune is a person who may not even realize that they are the prosper. This is a made-up word. This is a newly made-up word. Okay, the prosper, it is, to prosper is a verb, but in this philosophy, we have appropriated that word and we, create a pronoun out of it, the prosper. also known as the spirit of fortune, are the people who bring good fortune to us. When my son was born, I went from being mostly unemployed to having a full-time job. When my son was born, I have my first house. In fact, when the first day that I moved into my new house is also the day that my son came home from the hospital after being born. Before that, I was living in a dilapidated apartment. Probably has rat in it. But because of my son being born, I was able to, I was empower and enable. Okay, so I think the present multiply, they enable, I forgot to write this down, they enable and they empower us. Okay, and oftentimes they do that unknowingly. My son doesn't know that he's inspired me, right? He was born, he was a baby. My son didn't connect me to any business opportunity, but my weight have now, multiplied probably 5 times since he was born. The prosper is the kind of people that even though they don't seem to do anything, oftentimes we may have to help them. Right? In the case of my son, I have to help them. I have to raise him, I have to take care of him. But his presence allowed me to grow, to mature, to become a better person. And many of us, we have those people in our lives, and if we don't recognize them in this way, then they kind of move along, and then our fortune will go with them. And so that's why we have this rhyme. It says, the prosper comes unaware, but upon leaving, our fortune is thin and bare. Okay. The fortune, the prosper, they're not thieves. They don't steal our fortune. They bring us fortune. But if we don't know how to keep them, we don't know how to attract them, when they leave, our fortune has a way of disappearing too. Okay. Yeah, the prosper, or the spirit of fortune. I like to call it the spirit of fortune. Okay. Okay. Next one. Who did we talk about last week? Did we not talk about talent asset? Where's my slide for talent asset?
Yes, we talked about the talent asset.
Okay, we talked about talent asset. Where did I put it? It's okay. I don't have it, but we can.
Person who takes responsibility for the
Okay,
aspects of their
let's
life.
rewrite it. Okay, we don't have it. We can rewrite it. Okay, let's rewrite it. Talent asset is a wonderful. The discussion of the talent asset is a wonderful shift in paradigm when it comes to people. Okay. Oops. Make sure I don't want to write where it imprints on the bottom. Okay, for the new people. Okay. Talent asset. With talent asset, the distinction we make is the difference between an asset and a resource. In the business world, there's a department called the Human Resource Department. Human Resource Department has to deal with hiring and dealing with, the employees. But the problem is when we think of human being as resource is anything that we use until it is used up, right? Our money could be our resource. We use it until they run out. Well, same thing with human being. If we think of our people as resources, we use them until they are used up or until they run out. And that's why human resource department get a headache. And that is why a lot of cost in a business operation is in the human resource. But if we can shift our perspective from people that we use as resources, we change them into people that people who responsible for sharing our burden. So just by saying that, our perspective and awareness about people has just shifted. These are the people who are responsible for sharing some burden in our lives. If it is a business and we have people sharing our burden of creating a product or providing service for other people, then you think about your employees in a different light. They are people who share our burden. Our children, if we just think about children as liability, as things that we have to spend money and time in taking care of, then that could be very negative. And we usually end up with some negative relationship with our children. It's a mix of positive and negative. But if we start thinking of our children as talent asset, our children can share the responsibility of daily life, like doing chores. Okay, and so talent asset are the people who are responsible for sharing our burden. Because if we don't recognize people as talent asset, then guess what? We usually find ourselves doing things on our own. Okay, life can be pretty challenging if we don't have people helping us and sharing our burden. Imagine being in business where the boss knows everything and the boss does everything. Okay, that can be pretty tiring. But if you recognize people as your talent asset, some of them has talent, but they are not asset until they bring value to us. Okay, the word asset is something that grows in value. Okay, so in order to how to treat a talent asset, we have to invest in their growth and maturity. We invest in the talent assets growth and maturity. Historically, let me show that house again. Historically, when businesses invest in their human resources, they only invest in the capability, skills, right? Just skills. What for? So that the employee would perform a function as a tool for the business. But they are not the end in themselves. The people are not the end in themselves. The human resources are merely means to an end. The end is to make money. Either way, you're operating up on a roof. If you're operating on a roof, chances are the talent assets health is going to get diminished. Right? Usually we have to experience workplace injury, workers' comp, right? Workers' comp is a big headache. Our relationship with our employee can get strained over time. Or if all we do is invest in their capability with the intention of using them as resource. But on the other hand, if we recognize them as talent asset and we invest in their growth and maturity, we invest in their wisdom, the attitude, the character. Invest in their integrity, the capability, the physique, and the material well-being. Basically, when it comes to dealing with talent asset, you want to give them the 7 holistic value of life. And if that's the case, then they will be able to co-journey with us for a very long time. They will continue to grow and they will continue to contribute value as our organization grow. Same thing with our children. If we invest in the wisdom, the attitude, the character, the integrity, capability, physique, and the material well-being, then they will continue to be with us, with the family. Okay, little kid, they grow up. Would you like them to go up and leave you forever? No, you want some kind of relationship with our children. So we invest in the growth and maturity when we recognize them as talent asset. Okay, all right. So that's on talent asset. Did we end there last week? Did we talk about the masters yet? I think we ended there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any impression or question, impression, realization about what we have talked so far with respect to people before we jump on to a new material? I hate to be the one who doing the only talking. And Hogan, you're a business owner. Any new insight that you would like to share about talent asset?
It's we didn't know. I didn't know before that the talent asset is we should worry about the the employee capability of what they do, um, what good for us, how to make them make more money for us. We're not worried about. We worry about what for us, not what for them to grow. So after 6 months, so it changed my perspective of people around me, even with the my kid, even with my wife. It's it's always there, always talent action around us. We just don't realize that because I used to you know request a lot of thing around people around me, like expect them what to be. So usually that make me, it's usually it's troubling with unsatisfied people around. But now look at like everybody the talent access around you. So it's uh it's better. it's uh it's uh um it's like in the family, even my employee now or everybody around me, I looking for their transformation. That's the key for people around me now. Myself and people around me, the key transformation, and that's yep. Thank you.
Great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, we can also take the perspective of the employee. Okay, take the perspective of the employee. We are an employee. I'm still an employee. Okay, and I work for an organization. And what would it be like to work for an organization that not only pays you, a wage for doing a job, but that organization is invest in your complete growth and ultimate maturity? Wouldn't that be so wonderful to be in a organization or company that is wholly invested in your own growth and maturity as an individual, as a human being, beyond just being as a worker, right? That's a wonderful feeling to have, right? And I am fortunate that my company, even though they have not gone through the philosophy that we are studying, they have employed, similar techniques, similar approaches in elevating the quality of the quality of life of the employee. But they still use the word human resource. So what I'm trying to do is see if I can change my company, which is a big company, 130,000 employees.
Wow.
If they can change the word human resource department into talent asset department or something, that'll be a big change. That'd be wonderful. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for your sharing. Okay. Once again, I am very appreciative of all of you. Okay. Especially those of you who interact, and those of you who are coming back to us again and again. Okay. You honor me with your presence. Let's jump on. Okay. Let's see if we can raise our awareness and wisdom and enrich our own relationship with other people so that ultimately we can reap the benefit of causality. Okay. So the next one is called, let's see. Okay. Next one is the enlightened master. Enlightened master. Okay, or just master. Not the master in terms of master or slave, but a person who has achieved mastery over some aspect of life. Okay, so the word master here means a person who has achieved some kind of mastery. Let's see. So let's see what is the definition. Okay, the definition of a master is a person, you know, obviously I just meant, is a person who has achieved mastery over life. Okay, just gonna write that word down. Mastery, okay? What does it mean, achieve mastery? We'll explain that a little bit. Achieve mastery over life. Next part of definition, or next another way that we can recognize another person who is what we consider an enlightened master. Is a person whose dreams and aspiration encompass our own. Okay? An enlightened master is a person whose dreams and aspiration encompass our own. Okay, it is a person who has achieved mastery over life. It's a person whose dreams and aspirations encompass our own. So that's us and that's them. Okay, their dreams and mastery include us. Okay. Next, an enlightened master is a person of wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and capability. Okay, a master is a person who embodies wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and capability. Okay, basically, a lot of these non-material wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and capability. Okay. A master is a person who embodies wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and capability. Next part, whose quality of life and standard of living are different and distinctive, from our own. Whose quality of life and standard of living are different and distinct from our own. Okay, let me just write that down. We're gonna, here two keywords. Quality of life, standard of living. Distinct, okay? Different and distinct from our own. That which we aspire to attain or reach. Obviously, you know, if we don't care about their quality of life or standard of living, then, you know, we wouldn't look to them as our masters, okay? Enlightened master is someone who embodies wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and capability, whose quality of life and standard of living are different and distinct from our own, that which we aspire to attain or to reach. Okay. Quality of life and standard of living are different from our own, distinct and different from our own, that which we aspire to attain or to reach. At the same time, okay, it's important, next point is important. At the same time, they accept the role of guiding, nurturing, and accompanying us on our journey. So basically, they accept the role of guiding, okay, nurturing, and accompanying us on our own journey. Okay, so these are the people that we can call our master. They have achieved mastery over life, some aspect of our life. They have a certain quality of life and a standard of living that are different and distinct from our own, that which we aspire to attain. And they agree to guide, to nurture, and to accompany us. Okay, there's a relationship going on there. There are people who have certain quality of life and standard of living that are different from us, but we don't care to attain it. Or if they don't agree to help us get there, then we cannot call them our masters. Okay? Enlightened master. So, wouldn't it be nice if we have these masters in life? And let me pull us back to this very first day of sharing. First day of sharing, we talked about ourselves as being the little person inside this big cocoon. All right, this big cocoon represents a bunch of limiting beliefs or self-limiting self-awareness about ourselves. And the process by which we grow up and become a bigger and more mature person is called transformation. Okay. Now, previously, before we understood this philosophy, all of us have gone through some transformation, some changes, some process of maturity. And oftentimes, is it not the case that pain and suffering is what cause us to change and mature? Is it not some failure that force us to change and think differently, act differently, so that we don't fail again, right? Is it not some kind of suffering that forces us to change? That's called life. Okay, life is suffering. If pain and suffering is not enough to force us to change, then it is usually bigger pain and suffering that force us to change and mature. And if big pain and suffering is not enough, then probably some great losses, loss of money, loss of loved one, loss of limbs, okay, that force us to mature, to change, to think differently, to become a bigger and better person. Now, instead of waiting around and letting life experience, instead of waiting around and letting pain and suffering be our teachers, why not save ourselves the trouble of pain and suffering by learning from the masters? Think about that. Instead of waiting around and figuring things on our own, allowing pain and suffering be our teacher, why not take the smart way and just learn it from the masters? People who have succeeded. In fact, there is a saying, a smart person is a person who can learn from his or her mistake. A smart person is a person who can learn from his or her mistake. A smarter person is a person who can learn from other people's mistake. But the smartest person is a person who learns from the success of success people, bypassing all the mistakes. Right? Bypassing all the mistakes. Why? Because there are other people who have already accumulated and cultivated enough knowledge that if we want to have a certain standard of living or a certain quality of life, we just learn from them, instead of trying to figure out on our own and having to suffer pain and suffering along the way. That's why we go to school, don't we? Right? We spend 12 years in school, elementary school, middle school, high school. Some of us go to college. Why? Because the knowledge that we accumulate in those schools have been, done for us already. If we want to learn math, we just go to school and learn math. Somebody can teach us math. We don't have to reinvent math. If we want to write well an essay, we just learn it from people who have already mastered the art of writing. We don't have to reinvent the English language or grammar. So it is the masters who have attained mastery over some aspects of life that have contributed to our own lives. Okay, there's another saying, we see far because we stand on the shoulders of giants. Okay, we see far because we stand on the shoulders of giants. If we didn't have the shoulders of giant, it would take a long time for us to grow to a point where we can see far. But we see far because we can stand on the shoulders of giants. And that is the shoulder of the masters. Okay, people who have achieved masteries in life, and they are considered, you know, enlightened masters. Okay, they have certain, you know, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So we can go through our list of people in our lives. Can we honor, can we recognize, and can we be appreciative of anyone in our life that we might consider our master? Has anyone achieved a quality of life or standard of living that we aspire to have, to become? And they've agreed to guide us, nurture us, and accompany us? If not, then maybe we had spent many, many years trying to figure it out on our own. Okay, and we had to have paid a price with pain and suffering, time and effort. So now with a new perspective on master, we can pay more attention to the people who already succeed. We can imitate them, okay, and attract them. So first of all, let's talk about how we treat them if they are already in our life, okay? First, we recognize that masters usually have some mission. Okay, they have mission usually greater than life. And we had to take on that mission. We want a master to be close to us. We take on their mission. And obviously, I mentioned before, a master is someone who has dreams and aspirations that encompass our own. Okay? So if we realize that, oh, that person has dreams and aspirations similar to mine, except that his life is better, then I'm going to try to be close to them so that I can also experience and have that kind of life. All right, so we take on their mission. And then in order for them to take us under their wing, in order for them to, you know, agree to guide us and nurture us and accompany us, we have to become a talent asset. Here is where we see the tie between a talent asset and a master. When we become a talent asset, right, if we're the kind of person who are willing to take on responsibility of sharing the burden, especially the burden of the master, they have a mission, they want to share something with the world. If we take on their mission, then we become their talent asset, then they're going to be willing to guide us, nurture us, and accompany us. In the Middle Ages, in the medieval time, there's the idea of a master and an apprentice, right? Master and apprentice. When a person want to learn a trade, they would go to a master. And oftentimes, the apprentice going to a master had to spend many, many years just working for the masters, just working for the masters, oftentimes learning nothing, just do chores, but basically becoming an asset, okay, becoming a talent asset, contributing to the sharing of the burden of the master. And then after a while, when the master sees that the apprentice has earned the right to learn the trade, then the master would teach them the trade. Okay, and that is the relationship between a master and an apprentice. Here we call it the talent asset. So we have to become a talent asset in order to properly attract a master into our lives. And then how do we become a talent asset? Okay, let's use another sheet of paper. So besides being willing to take on the responsibility of sharing the burden of the master, a talent asset has the following elements. Okay, so there are 8 elements of talent asset. Basically, if you want to become anybody's talent asset, whether it is in your job, your business environment, or your home, we need the following element. Okay, number 1, willingness to learn. Okay. And here I'm going to add study and practice. Okay, so that's what an apprentice in the medieval age do. They have to learn, they have to study, they have to practice. Willingness to learn is number one element of a talent asset. Number two, perseverance. Perseverance, A-N-C-E or E-N-C-E? Perseverance. Okay. Perseverance. Okay. Don't give up. Keep trying, keep doing it, keep contributing values. Number three, element of a talent asset. Humbleness. Okay. Be humble. If we're arrogant, nobody wanted to teach us. Okay. We come to a master and we show that we know better than the master, and then the master is not going to teach us. Be humble. Obviously, number four is important. Honoring gratitude. Honor the master, honor his teaching, be grateful for their guidance. Number five, okay, share the burden. Share the burden. And I mean taking responsibility. Responsible. Okay, share the burden. Number six, willing to admit mistake. Okay, has to do with humbleness, has to do with willingness to learn. Okay, if we don't admit a mistake, we can't learn. Nobody want to teach us. Nobody wanted to guide us. Willing to admit mistake is an important one. Okay, and that comes with accountability. Just I'm going to write the word accountable. Okay? If we recognize that we're accountable to ourselves, then we will be willing to admit mistake. Not the same as blame. Okay, this is, we already learned about level 2 awareness. Root cause of life begin with me. We're not blaming ourselves. We admit mistake. Okay, right and wrong. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, I'm willing to do it right next time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think accountable. Okay, accountable is number 7. Okay, accountable is number 7. And number 8, very important, courage to change. Okay, sometimes change can be hard. Our human nature in our past sharing, we went through the whole series on human nature. Okay, we have pride, we have arrogance, we have judgment, we have obstinance, our ego, basically. If we are not willing to change, we don't have the courage to change, then we are not going to be able to become a talent asset. We are not going to be able to attract enlightened masters into our lives. Nobody wants to guide a person who refuses to change, because ultimately, change is what brings about growth and maturity, right? So those are the 8 elements of talent asset. And if we are a business owner or something, and if we want to attract talent asset to ourselves, let's say we're interviewing workers, we want to do this and use this as a checklist. Okay, the people in our organization, in our circle, if we want them to contribute value, if we want them to share our burden, or if we want to take them under our wing to be our pupil, our apprentice, we want to do this checklist. Are they willing to learn? Right? Are they willing to study and practice? Do they have perseverance? Are they humble? Do they honor and are grateful for the opportunity to be with the master? Are they willing to take responsibility and share the burden? Are they willing to admit mistake? Are they accountable? Do they have the courage to change? Okay. Yeah, so that is how you attract a master into a life. Okay, so go back to that. Okay, enlightened master. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's how you attract it to be, into our life. What we want to do is, okay, to become a master. Okay, so here, next one. Okay, to become a master. To become a master, to help other people, to guide other people. Ourselves, what we need to do is we have to master the following source concept and system of references. We have to be, where's that house? Totally rich. An enlightened master is a person who is totally rich or wholly rich, wholly wealthy. Not necessarily, materially, but totally rich in wisdom, totally rich in attitude and character, integrity, physique, capability. Okay. We have to master. We have to be totally rich. The seven, especially the seven holistic riches. We have to attain a certain level of standard of living and quality of life. Because earlier we mentioned that a master is someone who has a certain standard of quality, standard of living and quality of life that is distinct. Okay, if we're going to become a master, then we're going to have to understand the seven quality of life and standard of living. When I say quality of life and when I say standard of living, what comes to your mind? Let's see what we know so far. Just want to see from your perspective. When I say quality of life, when I say standard of living, what do you think? What comes to your mind? Can we have some interaction? Anybody? Nobody want to? Okay. Hello, Mr. Nguyen Hoàn Hân. Thank you for joining our Zoom. You are on mute.
Hello, teacher. Hi, Frank. Hi, everyone. So I was thinking, a good standard of living would be, you're able to do anything that you like. You can travel anywhere. You can live anywhere. You can focus on the things that you're passionate about, like your family, your health, your relationships, and also, like you have like a goal or like a mission,
Yeah.
or like you're on the path,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a good standard of living.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those are good, those are good concept to strive toward. Okay. And those are all correct. Okay. Let me
Thank you.
share our perspective in terms of quality of life or standard of living. The direct translation from the Vietnamese philosophy is realm of living. Okay, there's different realms that, just kind of imagine different realms, different dimension of life. Okay. And it goes like this. Number one is, and you will see as we share this is if you're working, And if you get wage, then you have a job. A lot of people have this realm of living or this standard of living, okay? Their quality of life revolves around their work, the money that they receive as wage, and that's called a job, okay? If we can elevate our awareness and perception to having a job, and ownership, then that means you have a business. Okay. When it comes to a business, it has to do with ownership. To take ownership of something means to take full responsibility and is accountable to it. A business owner is a person who is fully responsible for all the expenses and all the outcome. He is responsible and accountable for all the employee, the talent asset. Okay. Even if we are still working and receiving a wage and we have a job, but if we take that job and we add a dimension of ownership to it, then it can be considered a business. Okay. Just because we are working for a fixed wage that somebody has agreed to pay for us doesn't necessarily mean we are not a business if we take ownership, full ownership of that job position. We can start, for those of you who are working for wage, you can start thinking of your relationship with your employer as a business relationship and not just a employer-employee relationship. Okay, don't even think of yourself as a human resource. Think of yourself as a talent asset. When you have a job and you take ownership of that job, okay? And even though I'm being paid with a wage, I take the business seriously. Even though I didn't start the business, my name is not on the ownership, but I take ownership of a business. My contribution to this job is contributing to the value of the business. I have that mentality, the awareness. And then, you know, you're already a head and shoulder above other employees. Okay, even if you are still working for a wage, you can still own the business that you are being paid to do. You can contribute value beyond the job description. That's what I'm trying to do right now with my own job. Okay, I'm being paid a wage for, you know, for every hour I work. It is an hourly job, but I take ownership of it. I try to contribute more value so that the business would grow. I'm trying to change the word human resource department into a talent asset department. I have made it my business. I've made my job into my business. You get it? Right? Doesn't mean you have to go and start a business. You can be in a job, but you can start taking on ownership, right? Level 2, awareness and wisdom. Root cause of life begins with me. I create positive mental images about my business, okay? And it is my business, okay? Whether that business, you know, grow or fail, root cause of life begins with me. Okay, so next realm of living or next standard or level, whatever you will, is so we have business. So now that we have business, we have business. Okay. And then we start to create a lot of value. Okay. We start to create a lot of values for people when they started thinking in that terms, not just working and getting paid, getting paid, or selling a product, getting money, selling a product, giving money, providing service, getting paid. That's a zero-sum game, okay? But we own business and we think about the value that we create for other people and ourselves, right? So value for other people, and you're going to say self and others. Okay, we think in terms of values, value creation. In fact, the most successful business are the people who focus on the value creation, not so much on the money return. The money is just a byproduct of the value. Okay. When you think about value creation, what happened is you have just formulated a mission statement. Okay, this is a different realm of living, a different standard of living from a person who simply work for a wage or a job. Okay, you start thinking in terms of mission. When you have a business and you create a value, you have a big business, we have a mission statement and a value statement. Mission statement, vision statement, which is mental images, right? And value statement. Then you have what's called a mission in life. Okay, a person who has a mission in life, just think about it. When they know what they want to do, they know why they exist, then they start to live a life that is very distinct and different from the rest of the people who don't have a mission in life. Number 4. So now that you have a mission, okay, you have a mission, and you have matured. Okay, as an individual, if we have mature, meaning we have wisdom, we have attitude, we have character, we have integrity, we have physique capability. And obviously material is, the value that we create for ourselves and other people. When I was young, when I was in college or got out of college, I had a mission. I had a mission. I joined, community service and community development organization, but I had no maturity. I had a mission. I wanted to make changes in the world. I want to make a difference in the world. Okay, sounds great, but I did not have maturity. I did not have wisdom, attitude, and character and integrity. And so, failure was more than not. Okay. So if you have a mission and you have a degree of maturity as a person, as a business, then you will find that people will call you a successful person. Oops. Success. SUCCESS. Okay. You may have a mission, but you are not mature. Then, people look at you with no character, no wisdom, no attitude. They won't consider you a person of success. To be successful, you need to have a mission and you need to have matured. Okay. Okay. And then number 5. If we already have success, meaning if we have a mission in life, we have some degree of maturity, okay, of success, we look at our own body. Do we have health? Okay. Do we have harmonious family relationship? Okay, family. Harmonious relationship, okay, or you could call it harmonious family relationship. Right. In other words, we have a mission, we have maturity, wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and then we take a look. Oh, okay, is my health okay? If I have cancer, then I want that. No, that if my relationship is broken, then no, that's not success. Okay, so if we have success, we have good health, we have harmonious, healthy, family relationship, then we can safely say that you have a happy life in a materialistic sense. Happiness. Okay, happiness. Whereas previously, happiness is this vague notion. Happiness. Nobody really know how to define what it means to be happy. Different people have different ideas of happiness. How do you measure happiness? In this philosophy, we went from the intangible, which is wisdom, attitude, character, inner being, the stuff that's inside us, our emotion, our mind, our spirit. And then we materialize the intangible and we make it tangible to be happiness. Here in this philosophy, we say it is not good enough to simply have a work and with a wage and have a job. That's just a job. We say it is not good enough to simply have a job and, taking ownership of it and have a business. In this philosophy, we say it's not good enough to simply have a business and some value creation and have a mission. That's nice. A lot of people have a mission, but you can look and they are not really happy. It's not good enough to have a mission and have a maturity and have some degree of success if your health is in decline, if your relationship is in trouble. So in this philosophy, it is only considered happiness in a materialistic way if we have success, which is all the above, we have good health, and we have good relationship. Then you can safely say, I'm happy. If anything else, I don't believe you. Okay. If somebody say I'm happy, but the health is in decline, say, no, you're not really happy just yet. Did you get it? Okay, so this is a progression. I'm hoping that the way we share this methodology, we are materializing things that we materialize wisdom, we materialize attitude, we materialize happiness. Okay, you can measure happiness, whereas before it's just some vague notion, and because it's vague, it's difficult for people to achieve. But now that we have materialized it, we put some sort of measurable quantity to it, quality to it, then you can more simply achieve this state of being when you have a clear, measurable quantity to it. Okay, so number 6, these are higher and higher levels of being. Okay, higher and higher standard of living. Number 6 is you have happiness. Okay, so you already have happiness. Okay, and then you help others be happy. Okay, you help others be happy. Right, look around, see a lot of charitable organization, people helping people. But if the people helping people are not necessarily happy, then you see something's going on with them. You have healthcare organization. I work in healthcare organization. We help people with their health. We help people with their health, but the caregiver, the doctors and the nurses themselves don't have good health. You can look at it and say, okay, something's going on. Haven't reached that state of being, haven't reached that quality of life. When you're helping people with their health and you don't have health yourself. So you have to have health. You have to have harmonious relationship. You have to be happy. And only from that happiness, and you help other people, then you can say that a person have a life of meaning, full value. Okay, life of value. Basically, you have to have it all. And there's a reason why, when we talk about another type of person called the sage, we have happiness and we help other people be happy. That means it's a life of meaningful value. If we ourselves are not happy and we're trying to help other people, it doesn't really work that well. Okay, and then number 7, if we have what's called a life of value, and then we share it. Okay, shared. Then we created a model culture. Okay, this is very advanced stuff. A model culture for other people to imitate. So an enlightened master is a person who have the life of value, and he or she is sharing it and thereby creating a model culture. And do we see anybody of that like that in our lives? Right, there's our enlightened master, Mr. 3T. Does he not have the life of value? Is he happy with himself? And does he have great health? Does he have great material success? Does he not have wonderful relationship? Okay, does he help other people become happy? He has a mission. He's a mature person. We can say he's definitely successful. Obviously, a business. His business create value, and he works at it as an owner every day. So it's his job. Okay. The wage he receives is not just money. The wage he receives is the transformation of other people. Okay. The food that he eats is not just the food on the table. The food that he eats is the growth and maturity of other people. So when he sees other people grow and mature, he grows and mature. His sustenance, that which keeps him alive, is the mission. Okay, is the value that he creates for the people. And we have that image of a enlightened master. In order to be an enlightened master, you have to have this 7, at least, let's say number 5. Okay, let's just say we can reach number 5 to be successful, to have good health, good, harmonious family relationship, then we can start to guide other people. That doesn't mean that we can't start guiding other people now, but it is a path to walk on. It is a destination. Okay. Any question about the 7 quality of life, or standard of living, or realms of living? That falls in the remember the causality triangle. The causality triangle is the let's see. Let's redraw it again. Called the causality of life. Okay. Causality of good life. Okay. So we have, this is the inner seed. We have the positive affinity with people. And then this is the material, okay, that is the 7 realms. Okay, let's call it 7 realms of living. It is a material aspect. The triangle we used, so there's the physicality corner of the physicality. This is the energetic corner. Energy. This is the information. In order for us to have the physical manifestation of a materialistically, level 7 living, we need to have good source concept or information that is inner seed within ourselves. We have to have a good energy vibration that it has to do with a positive affinity with other people. With good information, with good energy, then we can manifest physically, materially. Okay, that's causality of a good life. That is the enlightened master. Okay, that's how you become an enlightened master. Just a little note on the enlightened master. The quality of an enlightened master is somebody who has wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, and capability. But an enlightened master sometimes don't try to manifest the capability too much. Think about it. An enlightened master may sort of hide the skills and the power. Because a person who express their personal ability too much don't need any help. Okay, if a person seems to do it all, nobody wants to help them. Nobody wants to become their talent asset. Nobody wants to share their burden. Think of the Buddha. Okay, the Buddha, he achieved enlightenment. He could see another person's past and future. He has superpowers, but the Buddha never once expressed his superpower. Jesus Christ, he has superpowers, but he limits his superpowers to only, special occasion. Because if they express their superpowers, then they do everything, then there is no need for talent asset. They don't need to attract anybody. Just kind of think about that one. Okay. Sometimes even the talent assets are better in capability than the masters. Sometimes a talent asset has more money than the masters, right? Rich people came to the Buddha. Kings, princes came to the Buddha, offer him their wealth. Rich people came to Jesus Christ, offer him their wealth. So the enlightened master doesn't need to have the material wealth in his possession, nor does he express too much of his own talent and capability, because that would actually drive people away. People will worship a person of talent, but people will not share the burden of a person who is very talented. So we can be a little clever if we want to be, say, the master to our children. Okay, we want our children to think of us as enlightened master. If we want to guide them, if we want to co-journey with them, then we have to cultivate their ability as a talent asset. We don't want to do everything for them. Just kind of limit our ability, right? We have the ability to do everything in the house, but if we do everything, then our children will not have the chance to share our burden. Okay, so that's a little bit of cleverness when it comes to becoming a talent, an enlightened master. But an enlightened master, we do want to enrich our wisdom, our attitude, our character, and our integrity. Okay, it is the intangible or the non-material values, okay, such as the mission, our vision, that draw talent asset toward the master. Okay, so now that we have an understanding about enlightened master, we can honor them. Okay, honor them by continuing their mission. Okay, journey with them, align our mission to theirs, becoming their talent. And if we aspire to become a master to our employee, would it be nice if our employee think of us as an enlightened master, that they would come for help and guidance? Right? If our children think of ourselves as enlightened master, they would come to us for help and guidance. Okay, anybody have any impression about enlightened master before we move on to the next kind of person, which is the mentor? Mr. Huang say I have to go now. Thank you so much, Mr. Nguyễn Hoàn Hân. Yeah, you go ahead and take off. I appreciate you joining our Zoom today. Take some time to review the previous session if you get a chance, okay? And then share any lesson with us, either through that little, the Telegram group or, next week. All right, I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about the mentor. Okay. Okay, mentor. Okay. Whereas, you know, the enlightened master act as our guide. A mentor is somebody who gives us moral principle. Okay, mentor are people who give us moral principle. They give us common sense. How to recognize a mentor? Okay, first of all, you'll find this very interesting. The mentor are someone who excel in production. Okay. Someone who is skilled in business. And someone who is outstanding in educating. Okay. Kind of weird, huh? Never thought of anybody like this before. Okay, a mentor is someone who excels in production. They are a good producer. They are skilled in business. And they are outstanding in educating, or outstanding educator. Another definition of a mentor is someone who speaks well, perform well, and teach well. Okay, so they speak well, perform well, and they teach. Okay, there's an education in that. Okay. A mentor is someone who speaks well, performs well, and teaches well. Teaches. The next one, a mentor is a person who, upon interacting with others, would cause them to listen, believe, mirror their action, and spread their influence. Okay, so a mentor is someone who has the ability to cause other people to listen, to believe, to mirror their actions, and to spread their influence. So kind of look around in our lives. Do we see anybody who speaks well, who performs, or basically acts, do things well, and if they teach well? And at the same time, upon meeting that person, do we listen to them? Do we believe what they say? Do we try to copy their actions? And do we spread their influence, right? Promote their image? All right. And when it say, when it comes to production, that is value creation. Okay, a mentor is somebody who excels in production. Could be in any areas of life. Do their work produce some kind of value for other people? Do they produce well? Okay, business people are very good in production, but you don't have to be in business. You can produce knowledge. Okay, you can produce knowledge. It's skilled in business. You don't have to be in an official quote unquote business. Remember the definition of a business earlier is to ownership. You have a job, you work for something, and you take ownership of it. So a person who's skilled in business is someone who can take ownership of his or her work. A homemaker, a person who stays at home and cook the meal, clean the house, and take care of the kid, can be a person who's skilled in the business of homemaking. He or she excels in producing whatever it is that the home needs producing. Good meal, valuable dinner time, quality time, right? The economic of family life. Understanding economics, meaning understanding resources, understanding assets. understanding investment. It doesn't have to be in monetary investment. It could be understanding in investment of time versus quality education, okay? Quality time well spent with family. So a mentor could be a homemaker mentor, a mentor in homemaking, a mentor in physical health, a mentor in relationship, a mentor in financial. As long as we look at a mentor and we say, okay, does that person produce well? Are they good in the economics and the business? Do they educate? Can they teach other people? Do they speak well? Do they perform well? And do we listen to them, believe in them? Do we try to mirror their actions and words? And do we try to spread their influence? That's how we recognize and how do we treat a mentor, okay? How do we attract a mentor? Very simple. Just be humble, okay? And willingness to learn, right? Willingness to learn, because they are going to be the people who gives us moral principles and common sense in any areas of life that we need a mentor in, right? Humbleness is an important one, okay? Nobody wants to teach you or guide you or lead you if we are not humble, okay? If we don't have willingness to learn, nobody wants to mentor us. We'd be willing to change, right? How to become a mentor, okay? In order to become a mentor, you strive to excel in production, okay? Strive to be skilled in business. Strive to be an outstanding educator. Teach other people. Learn to speak well, perform well, and teach well. And there's the idea of self-improvement for mentor and for any one of us, the idea of 1% continuous improvement. Daily. Okay, each day, if we can just strive to become a little bit better in production, 1% better in our business in economics of family life, economics of business life, economic of finance and relationship, 1% improvement in teaching other people, 1% improvement in speaking, performing. I try to improve my my sharing every week, okay? 1% improvement in your health. That's how to become a mentor. It is a continual strive for improvement. Okay, so a little bit of interaction. Does any of you here consider yourself a mentor to anyone else? Okay. Haven't heard from Chị Lâm today. Haven't heard from Chị Dung today. Beautiful faces. No words yet. Is it convenient for you? Thank you for your gift of appearance.
Thank you.
Chị Lâm, you can. Chị Dung, you want to say something? Are you a mentor to anybody?
Yes, now I'm in the journey of Mentor 6.
Okay.
And, I really appreciate when you give me an advice and encourage me to join Mentor 6 class. And it's an amazing journey that I have a chance to join, and really appreciate your encourage, and really appreciate the knowledge that you share in English in every week. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the question is, do you, I understand that you're in the program, you are learning, Mentor 6, you are learning, but, as an assessment, as an assessment, as a measure of your own growth and maturity, do you consider yourself a mentor? In other words, can you excel in production? Are you skilled in business? Do you educate? Can you speak well, perform well, and teach well? And are you doing, continuous improvement? Can you share something about that? Right now,
Oh.
are you a mentor to anyone?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, after joining to the mentorship journey, I found out that in deeply inside our every person, especially every mentor six, and including me, we have enough the knowledge. We don't need more. Just I don't know how to use it in English, but I mean khui tổng nghiệp. Gọi tổng nghiệp for the karma, the whole karma, in every whenever when we start our sharing, we start with I really appreciate, I'm grateful for the knowledge, the master, and every one that we have a chance to meet in our life, and then the knowledge will come with us, and you just say and say to just share. And that's why I think that for the mentor, we just focus on the philosophy, our philosophy that our master teach every day, and is the acquisition to that. It's mean acquisition, right?
You can use acquisition, or in my sharing, I use the word imprinting.
Imprinting, okay. And you can copy,
Yeah,
right?
copy. Yeah,
Copy and paste. Right.
copy and paste into your brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Earlier on, I shared with Ron the meaning of the English word imprinting. Okay, so if you want to, acquisition is fine. The acquisition just mean, getting, just, you can acquire money, you can acquire, you can acquisition of knowledge and everything. But for me, when I do this sharing, the word thổ đắc, okay, the English word I use is imprinting. Printing, the word printing, right? You just print. Imprinting is within yourself. You imprint it into yourself. The knowledge, you imprint it in yourself. And the reason I use the word imprinting has to do with a scientific phenomenon of baby ducks. Okay, little baby ducks, when they first hatch, the first 10 minutes of its life, it will imprint an image of the mother duck that it would recognize as its mother. Because in nature, the mother duck would want the baby duck to recognize the mother, so it will follow the mother duck everywhere, right? You notice the mother duck will cross the street and the trail of baby ducks follow. Because the baby duck, in the first 10 minutes of its life, it imprint the image of the first thing that it see, and it think that is as its mother. And what scientists does as an experiment is they will replace the image of the mother duck. They will put a human being, for instance, okay? And then the first 10 minutes of the baby duck hatching, it'll imprint the image of a human being, and that baby duck will follow the human being for the rest of its life. And so that's the idea of imprinting, is to print the knowledge into your mind, your subconscious, so that it becomes a part of your life forever.
Yeah.
And in our methodology, we learn through imprinting as opposed to analytical thinking. Okay, when a mentor is going through the training, instead of using our level 1 awareness and wisdom, we analyze, we judge, we think, we suspend the analysis, we suspend the thinking, we suspend the judging, we initiate level 3 wisdom, we arrive at a state of emptiness, and we just imprint. Information just flows one way with no obstruction, and we download it, essentially download it without any filter, without mind and emotion filtering it. And so the process of learning is really, really fast. Through imprinting, we experience accelerated learning. Okay, yeah, through imprinting, we experience accelerated learning. Through collective synergy, we also experience accelerated learning. Through interaction, human interaction, sharing, doing the practice of lesson impression and realization. Okay, this is a principle, and this is also a practice. This methodology, every time we come across a lesson, we review it, we find what's applicable, and we find to see if there's any answer to long-sought inquiry. That is a principle of mental activation. It is a tool for accelerated learning. Okay, so thank you for sharing with that. I'm happy that you're along on your way. Have you done any official sharing yet? Did you record anything?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, that's fine. Okay, okay.
Hello, chị Hoa.
Yeah,
We are all in mentor 6, right?
exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what about the chị Lâm? Even though you have not officially entered the mentor program, have you considered yourself a mentor in any way to your children, your family, your friends? Or is she offline? Did she get off the phone already? Okay, that's fine. We move on. Okay. Okay, let's briefly talk about the expert. I want to finish all of 9 types of people, so that we can talk about character and integrity, in a subsequent week. Okay, so the next type of person that we recognize, if we can recognize, will contribute a lot of value to our life. Okay, expert. What do the experts do? They give us mindset. Okay, they give us mindset. Gives mindset. What kind of mindset? Mindset of simplification. Okay, or they give us the mindset of simplifying all problems of life. Okay. So a definition of an expert is a person who has been deeply trained, possesses practical work experience, and has an in-depth theoretical and practical skills in a specific field, or who has superior knowledge compared to the general level of understanding. Okay. So simply put, an expert is someone who gives us the mindset to simplify any problem. Okay, so to recognize an expert, you simply ask, okay, did the person help us simplify some life's problem? So let me share a story. In my house, there's a heater, right? In the United States, sometimes it gets a little cold, even though in the West Coast, it's not as cold as other places. It does get cold enough where we have to use the heater. And one day my heater stopped working. Okay, one day my heater stopped working. I set it automatically to turn on at a certain temperature, so the heater would go on, the air would blow throughout the house, and the house would be warm, but it stopped working. My heater stopped working. So I called a bunch of heater repair company. One company came to my house, spent, half an hour, looked through my whole heating system and told me, Frank, you have to replace the whole air heating system. And it will cost you $7,000. Okay, I said, okay, thank you. And I called another air heater repair. That other air heater repair comes and look at my thermostat. And he said he discovered that the setting on my thermostat was changed from gas to electric or electric to gas. electric to gas. Okay, so in the United States, some heater system is run on electricity, some system is run on gas, and somehow there was a power outage and my thermostat was reset, so now the setting is wrong. And he said, Frank, all you gotta do is switch from gas to electric, one touch of a button, and then my heater came up. So between the company who tells me I have to replace the entire heating system, cost me $7,000, or a guy who said, Frank, all you gotta do is turn the switch. Which one do you think am I going to consider as an expert? Right? It is a person who gives us a mindset of simplifying all life's problems. There was nothing wrong with my heater system. It was just a little switch. Okay. So an expert is someone who has expertise, who has been trained, who has possessed a lot of work experience and knowledge in any given field. Obviously, the person who told me you need to just press a button, it only, I only paid him $100 for the time that he comes and flip the switch for me instead of $7,000 for replacing the entire heating system. So yeah, you can be sure I'll call that expert again. Okay, he knows exactly what he's talking about, whereas the other people were spending time and they make things complicated. So people who seem to make things complicated cannot be considered expert, at least according to this philosophy. So, okay, so how do you treat an expert? Once you have an expert, if we want a lot of expert into our lives, right? If we have any problem in life, we would want expert to solve problem. These are the people who will solve your problem, right? The wise people will point you the way. Master will guide you. Mentor will, will give you, common sense and moral principle. Benefactor help you along the way. The value connector connect you to things of value. Talent asset share your burden. The expert, they solve your problem. Okay, we have many problems in life, but we simplify it. Okay, in fact, look at this. Okay, let's look at another one. Is there another one where we talk about the house of holistic health? That's fine. Life could be many problems, but it is an expert in human life and experience that help us reduce to only 4 problems. The problems of our inner being, the problems of our health, the problem of our relationship, and the problem of our finance. In fact, if we have any problem in life, all we got to do is sit down and look, oh, is something going on with my health that's giving me this trouble? Is something going on with my inner being, which is my emotion, my mind, my spirit? Or is my relationship in trouble? Or is it my finance that's in trouble? It is an expert in human life and experience that help us look at life in such a simple way. Just 4 words. If we can strengthen our health, develop our inner being, work on our relationship, improve our finance, then that's it. We have just taken care of all of life's problems. And it takes an expert to do that. And he gave us 7 more words. All of life is reduced down to wisdom, attitude, character, integrity, capability, physique, and material well-being. So simple, huh? All you gotta do is work on your wisdom and your attitude and your character and your integrity. That's already half of it. Those are the intangible stuff. And in fact, we don't even have to deal with material possession. If we have the non-material stuff, we have capability and physique, then material, well-being will come our way. It is an expert in human life and experience that has reduced all the problems of life in just 4 areas. Yeah, feel kind of nice. Yeah.
Would that mean all the other 7 types of people come to the expert for advice if they don't know?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes if they have, well, first of all, enlightened masters is defined as someone who has already achieved mastery over life. So they don't really need to solve any problem. They already have good health, good inner being, good relationship, and good finance.
Mhm.
right? Other people, the benefactors, yeah, they might run into problems, so they may go to the expert. Your talent asset may have problem, they'll go into your expert. Wouldn't it be nice if you were the expert?
The expert, yes.
Would it be nice if you were the enlightened masters who have these talent asset in your life, and you help them solve their problem in a simplistic way,
Mhm.
right? Two ways. You can give them a word of wisdom, would help them rise above the problem, so there's no more problem. Another way is you help them solve problem by simplifying their problem, right? So you can strive to be all 9 types of people in one, and that is what our master tries to do. Okay, he strives to be all 9, and we'll talk about the number 9 in a little bit. Right, so a person, we can be different. You can look at a person and say, okay, this person is my benefactor. She's also my value connector. He's also my master, all in one, right? Yeah, so a person can take on multiple identity. Okay, so when it comes to an expert, now that we have encountered them, if we want to keep them into our lives, what we wanted to do is make sure that we provide the material support for them to do their work, the work of expertise, the material support. Right? If you're a business owner and you attract a bunch of talent assets who are experts in their field, you want to make sure that they have the tools that they need to do their work. Okay, you want to make sure that you optimize, the ways and means so that they can perform their work of expertise. Secondly, in order to properly treat an expert, you need to create a positive environment for them to flourish. Okay, that's an important point, to create a positive environment for them to flourish, to create the ways and means for them to work, and to create a positive environment for them to flourish. Because if not, they will go to somebody else and you will lose them. Okay, experts, in order to create a positive environment for them to flourish, what you need, an environment, an understanding of the word environment. An environment to flourish is an environment of joy, of hope, of trust. Environment of wisdom, honoring gratitude, loving kindness. An environment of magnanimity, humbleness, and authenticity. We kind of went over a lot of those already. Huh? All right, so one more time: joy, hope, trust, wisdom, honoring gratitude, loving kindness, magnanimity, humbleness, and authenticity. Okay, those are the elements that make up a positive, flourishing environment that will maintain experts present in your life. Okay, and how to attract an expert into your life is to, beside from having problems, when we have problem, we just go to expert. Okay, we ever have a health problem, we go to doctor. Doctor is a health expert, then he'll fix your problem. But we don't necessarily keep them into your life, in order to bring them to your life and to become part of your network of people. Okay, you create an environment, and you have to have an ultimate desire to thoroughly understand or gain clarity about something whose destination or answer is still unclear to us. In other words, if we want to master something, if we want to understand something, we want to have a thorough knowledge of something, we're going to want expert to teach us. We want to attract them. And in order to attract them, we have to have the desire to know and to understand and to master. You just have initiated the desire. And then you would start to recognize the people who can give us those knowledge. And if knowledge is too complicated to grasp, then they're not really an expert. So we want to learn something, we find people to teach us, and they can simplify, then yeah, we can consider them an expert. Right? And to become an expert, okay, to become an expert, first of all, do we want to be, let's say, to be an expert parent? Would you like to be an expert parent where you can simplify parenting? Would we want to be an expert in a spousal relationship to make, spousal relationships simple? Do we want to be an expert in maintaining our own health? All right. And in order to become, an expert, whereas traditionally, it takes many years to become an expert, right? To develop, to work, to do many, to work on it, and many years to become an expert. In this philosophy, we can shorten the time and limit the pain and suffering and pain and sweating it takes to achieve a level of expertise in any given field. Okay, our philosophy has the ability to shorten the time and effort it takes to achieve expertise in any given field. And to do that, we need a couple of things. We need to firmly grasp the source concept and the reference system in that field. Okay, source concept, remember source concept in the triangle of reality, it has to do with the information, what we know, what we believe, and what we understand. Okay, reference system. In our philosophy, the reference system we based on is the 3 reference system called the root cause formula, or the human construct, and the triangle of reality. It has to do with the field of human life and experience. Okay, there was an expert who came up with those source concept and those reference system to help us shorten the time it takes for us to come to a full understanding of human life and experience. Whereas previously, it takes people decades, even an entire lifetime, and they still don't fully understand human life and experience. For us, all we gotta know is the 3 reference system. By mastering the 3 reference system, we're gonna understand the entirety of humanity, life, and experience. Kind of tall order, kind of a crazy claim, statement there. But yeah, if you study this, you realize that, right? People who go into the mentor program, they realize that, oh, that is true. They want to fully grasp the totality of human life and experience simply by learning the 3 standard reference system. And then if we want to become an expert in any field, we can expand the source concept and we expand the reference system into what's called the 15 foundational concept. Okay, so let me just write down. Why don't I just write on that? Yeah, let's just write on that one. Okay, so what we need is to become an expert in any field, 15 foundational concept, okay, or source concept in any field. If we want to become an expert, before we kind of muddled through experiencing, decades in order to become an expert. But in a short amount of time, if we can sit down and establish these 15 concepts, then we would quickly become an expert. We have to understand the rules or laws governing that field that we're in. In the field of human life and experience, we learn the law of causality. Okay? In any other field, find out what rules or law governs that field. Number 2, we need to understand principles operating, guiding that field. In human life and experience field, we have the principle of light. We have the principle of knowledge flow, which is asking, inquiring, realizing. We have the principle of, the flow, right? The boat and the river. Okay. The principle of, the 4, how do you say, the 4 fold gratitude, the 4 motivational, for motivation. of survival, for survival motivation, right? Ourselves, our family, our organization, and our society. Everything that we do, it has to benefit ourselves, our organization, and our society. If we violate that principle, we're going to run into trouble with life, with human life and experience. So that is the principle. Okay. Number 3, we have to grasp the keys. Okay, the keys that open the door in that field. In this philosophy of human life and experience, one of the key is the key of honoring gratitude. Honoring gratitude is a key that opens all doors in the field of human life and experience. Wherever we drop the key of honoring gratitude, we start to take for granted, and we start to see resentment and blame coming into our life. And our life goes down from there. In any area of life, if we have a problem, including our health, our physical health, if we have dropped the keys of honoring gratitude in terms of our physical health, we take our body for granted, or we take our mind, our spirit for granted. After a while, we're going to have problems. Honoring gratitude is one of them. Okay. Another key is sharing ideas, sharing values. Okay? If we share our ideas will solidify, it becomes very, very real. If we have a plan or a goal in mind, we should share with other people. Other people will help us maintain that mental image, and we can attract experts, we attract talent asset, and then we can realize our dream. So another key in the human life and experience in terms of, creating a life of our choice is to share it. Okay, share our ideas, share our knowledge. Number 4, we need to, if we do want to develop any field and become an expert in it, we need formulas. Okay, formulas. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about the keys? I know that beside the honoring gratitude, we have another key is in Vietnamese is quảng bá, but I don't know the meaning.
Sharing. Okay, for now, I'm not going to use the word. Okay, if you want, okay, let me.
Because I know that
okay, so this is
in English they are.
I know what you're saying. Hang on, I know. It is.
I'm not sure about the.
Let's use another term. Just the paper. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a brand new word, and I am slow to use it. Okay, because there has to be an appropriate context. Sharing value. Okay. By honoring gratitude. Okay. What you do it, first, we appreciate it. If we have a value, we appreciate. Right? We appreciate it. And when we tell people about it, okay, appreciate and tell people about it. Simplest way to think, to share a value is to appreciate it and tell people. The appreciation is important. Have you ever met a salesperson who try to sell you some item or product or service and they don't actually appreciate it? They're just trying to sell it to you, trying to get your money. It is a different energy coming from a salesperson who's just trying to sell a product so that they can get your money. It is different when you appreciate something of value and you tell other people that value. You are actually sharing and transmitting the energy of honoring gratitude. And when you are authentically appreciating something of value, this knowledge, for example, if you are honest, authentically appreciate it, and you tell other people from a space of appreciation, it carries that positive attractive energy, and the other person would more likely listen to you and take, what you want to share. And so what we do here is we take the word appreciate and tell, and we make up a new word called appertell. Okay, you can look at appertell. There's an article, a couple articles on the internet. The
Yeah.
okay, apperteller is a person who. It is a new form of marketing. It is a new form of marketing. It is this cutting edge marketing methodology because it is based on value of appreciation. It is not about trying to go out there and trying to achieve your quota of getting a lot of people to buy your product. It is about, I really have this something of value and I genuinely, authentically want to share it with you. And company who understand this is very good at crowd resourcing. Okay, there's a lot of pyramid. People had sometimes have a bad rap against pyramid scheme. People just trying to get people in so that they can go up on the scheme for pyramid marketing. But if you do it right, if it is something of true value and you appreciate it and you tell people about it, you will actually contribute value to the people you are sharing. Okay, it's called the appertell. Ron, you have a question?
No, I
Yes,
was
thank
just at the offline, and I had heard about appertelling, and what I got out of it, appertelling is the act of repeatedly mentioning something that others do for you or things that bring you benefits with an attitude of respect and gratitude.
There you go. You appreciate it. I really appreciate, this product or service. I really appreciate this knowledge. And therefore, I'm telling you about it. I'm sharing value. And it is called the appertell. Okay. Thanks for putting it up. So I had not had, in my mind, I had, an idea of it at some point sharing that new word. But okay, so we'll just write it here. Okay. 2P, appreciate, 2P, appertell. Okay. Yeah. Okay, number 4 is formula. Okay, and this, the field of human life and experience, we're trying to master human life and experience, becoming an expert in human life and experience. We have formulas. Formula for the root cause of life. Okay, the causality formula. Cause plus condition equals outcome. Good inner seed plus positive affinity equals good life. Okay, formulas. And then let's see. So in any area of life, whether it's science or humanities, any areas of life, you need those. Okay. So we talk about okay. Next one is methodology. Okay, methodology. Methodology. Methodology is a way of doing things. Okay, the way of doing things. In the philosophy that we are studying, the methodology is this sharing. Okay, this interaction between the person who has learned and the person who is learning, knowledge sharing. Okay, our methodology involves transformative knowledge, not just informative knowledge. Okay, methodology. Number 6, guideline. Okay, guidelines. Okay, guidelines. Number 7, ways and means. Okay, if you're in a field, you need to, be very clear about what are some ways and means by which you can achieve your objective. Zoom is our ways and means. Okay, doing knowledge sharing, always, I mean, interaction, asking question, asking you to share your knowledge so that I can speak from your knowledge and just not from a one way from my knowledge. Okay. Number 8, let's see. We need to establish environment. Okay, in any given field. Find out what it is, what kind of environment is needed in order to become an expert in that field. Obviously, in this philosophy, our environment is an environment in which a person, the person who share and the person who is learning, experience joy, hope, trust. Okay, where we are dealing with wisdom, honoring gratitude, loving kindness, where magnanimity is something that we have to master. We have to have humbleness, willingness to learn, and authenticity. Okay, environment is important. Number 9, we need to have perspective. What is the appropriate perspective? Okay, what is it? Yeah, okay, perspective. Okay, I'm going to put the word paradigm. Notice that the beginning of every sharing, I generate our purpose to expand our awareness and perception. Okay, perspective, paradigm. In this methodology, the way we do it is to shift people's perspective. We talked about the 9 types of people. We are shifting your perspective. We don't look at people with, traditionally anymore. We look at people as experts. We look at people as benefactors, as sages, as value connectors, as the prosper or spirit of fortune. Okay, perspective. What kind of perspective do you need in your field of expertise? Number 10, attitude. Okay, that's easy. What kind of attitude? It is ironic that even though I am in the field of healthcare, the attitude of most healthcare professional is not about caring for health. It is about finding disease. Okay. The present day attitude of especially the Western medical field is the attitude of finding disease. Would it be nice if the the healthcare field would apply the definition of health from the World Health Organization's perspective, or the attitude in which health is a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. That kind of attitude is different than the attitude of, let's find the disease. Okay. Number 11. So we're going to need capability, obviously. Okay. Skills. What skill do I need? What's my capability in this field? In the field of human life and experience, to become an expert or a mentor, the capability we need is know how to share it. Okay, you have to master the 3 reference system. That is our capability. We have to understand how to use Zoom. We have to be able to speak. In fact, a graduate of the mentor program should have the capability of talking nonstop for 24 hours. Okay. I did that one time. I didn't, not a straight 24 hours, but we did a 24-hour sharing with small break, 15-minute break. And I think the longest break was half an hour or maybe 1 hour was the longest break in the entire 24-hour. To be a graduate of a master program, you have to be able to share 48 hours. Okay, that's capability. In the master's program, you get to learn how to use AI, artificial intelligence, in assisting the transformation of human beings. Okay, so we learn capability. So any field of area, whether you're working in business, construction, or other business, you gotta find out what capability is needed. Okay. Okay. Next one, number 12, we need ritual. Okay, so ceremonial, so I'm gonna say ceremony. Okay, so successful business have some kind of ritual, something that repeats regularly. Okay, they go through some ceremony, promotional ceremony. They're things that help you become an expert. Okay, there you have to understand ritual and ceremony. Number 13, obviously source concept. Okay, we talked about principles already, so we talk about source concept. What do you know about something? What do we understand? What do we believe about it? What are some source concept that we really need? And these 15 foundational concept is also known as source concept. Number 14, reference system. Okay, we talked about that already. Reference system. And number 15, code, passcode. Okay, one of the code to a life of happiness is 3773. See if I can remember what that means. What is the code to a life of happiness? Okay, code to life of happiness is 3773. Let's see if I can remember what that is. So we talk about 3 reference system. If you want a life of happiness, we master 3 reference systems. Okay. We want a life of 7 holistic wealth. To be successful, so the 7 holistic wealth is kind of like the inner seed, right? We develop ourselves. We need a 7 great acts of giving. Remember that, the 7 charitable gift of appearance, give of our speech, give of our seeing, give of our spirit, give of our heart, give of our body, give of our position. Okay. And number 3 is, I believe it is the anyway, the quality of life. I could be wrong, but it is this one. Number 3. The realms of living, number 3. Okay. If you can have a business and your business start to create value for other people and you have a mission, that's the minimum. That will lead you to other areas. Okay. Number 3 is or if you want, you can think of wisdom level 3. Because with wisdom level 3, we get serenity. Okay, so there's a tradition when we do Zoom, we would use the code 3773 as the code for Zoom. You might see that on the flyer. Code of Life of Happiness, okay? Probably an old code because the happiness in the newest sharing is number 6. But so I like to I think let's go for, I would like to go for wisdom level 3. That's the way I like to remember it. Okay. Yeah, life very simple. See how we can simplify the totality of life's experience in just 4 numbers, 3, 7, 7, 3. See how an expert has been able to simplify life's, for us. Okay. And so this long list, was that long list of 15, the long list of 15 source concept can be simplified even more into 3 words: clarify, simplify, and achieve. That's it. That one came from me. That one did not come from the official training. 15 source concept right now looks a little complicated to me. So begin with the mentality of clarifying it, simplifying it, and then you can achieve it. Just clarify, simplify, achieve. Mindset of simplifying life's problem. Okay. And finally, to become an expert, we have to possess an goal-oriented thinking. Okay. Possess a goal-oriented thinking. Thoroughly grasp the outcome in any field. That requires level 2, awareness and wisdom. Root cause of life begin with me. You grasp the outcome in the field, meaning we have a clear mental image of what we want to become, and then we take steps to become it. And expert can be in any areas of life. Could be in the health field, the relationship field, the finance field. Okay. And the last one is just a brief mention, because I want to finish the discussion on the 9 types of people. We won't talk much about the last one. Last one is called the noble sage. Okay. A noble sage, to recognize a noble sage, it is a person who desires to share transformative knowledge with humanity without seeking anything in return. Okay, so a noble sage is someone who shares transformative knowledge. Okay, in a previous discussion, we made a distinction between transformative knowledge and informative knowledge. When we go to traditional schools, we get more information called informative knowledge. While that expands our circle of knowledge, it does not necessarily raise us to a level of existence where we can simply enjoy happiness and peace. Noble sages are people who give transformative knowledge. Okay, and they don't want anything in return. Okay, noble sages want to open our mind, help us awaken. They want to lead us to complete enlightenment. Okay, there are sages in all areas of life. There are sages in the physical world perspective. Those are the scientists, right? The people who transform our way of thinking about the physical world. Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton. Every time those guys, they don't really want much of return for their service to humanity. They just work on creating knowledge that transform our way of thinking about the physical world. They are sages, they are noble sage in the spiritual and cosmological sense. Right? The Buddha, Jesus Christ, they transform our perspective about life. And by the process of transforming our understanding, they open our mind and help us escape from pain and suffering. Okay. The interesting about noble sages is that they are rich beyond material measure. Okay. Let me just write down a couple of things about they say they give us transformative knowledge, no compensation. Experts can make a lot of money. Okay, experts can get a compensation. You want to, provide material compensation to expert. With noble sages, they transform our knowledge. They don't expect compensation. They open mind. Okay, they open mind. At least to level 3. And I like to say they are rich beyond material measure. The Buddha was a prince. He could have been the king. He had a wife, he had a country, he had a son, he had everything. But he felt that that was not enough. He wanted something else. He wanted enlightenment. He wanted the truth about life. Jesus Christ was the Son of God. Okay, he had everything. The Bible, the devil tried to tempt Jesus with being emperor of the world. He didn't care. It is not that they, people like that, they are not, just because they don't carry material possession around with them doesn't mean they are poor materialistically. They carry an energy of being rich beyond material measure. They are so rich that they can give knowledge freely and expect nothing in return. That is a mark of a noble sage. Okay, so there are many people who try to take up the path of sort of monastic life, become a monk, become a priest and things like that. And if you are still suffering, okay, if you're still suffering, if you still have certain lacking and you're still desiring peace, then it's going to be difficult to pursue a life of spiritual awakening, because you're still stuck in that neediness for material wholeness. Noble sages are the people who are already rich beyond material measure. Okay, just because the Buddha goes and begs for food doesn't mean that he's poor. He just begs for food because he has all the riches that he could get, but he just doesn't care about the material riches. We'll talk more about the idea of being rich beyond material measure later. To treat the sage is you want to continue their mission. Okay, continue their mission. Okay, you want to have the desire. If we want to attract a noble sage into a life, desire to awaken. Think about it. For a long time, I had a wish that I was living in a time where I could walk with Jesus Christ. I had a wish that I could meet the Buddha. Today, I can say that I have a noble sage in my life. Right? If we don't initiate the desire, the way to attract a noble sage into your life is to have a desire to completely awaken or to be enlightened regarding human life and experience. Okay, and as well as physical world perspective and spiritual and cosmological perspective as well. So that's all we're going to say about the sage. If we want sages to enter our life, just initiate the desire to be awakened. I know I went over time today. Next week, we'll try to talk about the next candle, which is character. Okay. We have pretty much completed the discussion on wisdom. We finished the energy of attitude, okay, energy of wisdom, which is attitude, serenity, magnanimity, and we spent a lot of time on honoring gratitude, and the last, recognition of people, and be honored by their presence, to be grateful for their presence. It's going to enrich our lives. And when we are a person of wisdom, when we have great attitude, other people will begin to see us as people of good character. Okay, so next week we'll talk about character. Any comment, impression today, any realization, question about sharing today before we say goodnight?
What I got, I like the 7 qualities of life, standard of living. Job and ownership. I don't own the company, but I treat it like I do own it.
There you go.
Because I appreciate what they've done for me.
There you go. Yeah. So if anybody who's still working at a company and you're feeling let down and you're feeling that it's a trap, I invite you to shift your perspective and see if you can start owning the company. In fact, when we go into an interview, a job interview, don't go into a job interview hoping to be hired. Enter a job interview with a mindset of meeting your business partner. We are interviewing the employer as much as they are interviewing us. We are interviewing the company to see if they are a benefit, have a good fit, if they are going to invest in our growth and maturity as much as they, pay us a wage for the amount of time that we spend. Shift in mindset. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ron.
Yes, thank you very much, Frank. I appreciate and I have a lot of gratitude towards you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Thank you, and Hogan, again for your presence today. Hello, Jihua.
He was all day like, oh, I'm
Thank you,
excited.
everybody.
I'm excited, looking forward to Frank's sessions tonight. He's keeping saying that all day today.
Really?
Yeah, he's excited about this.
Okay, good.
Thank you for sharing.
I wish it was every day.
For that to happen, that is a goal. Okay, if that was to happen, then I need to have a certain I need to master a certain awareness and perception about time. Ultimately, we want to be at a state where we have what's called financial freedom. We also, temporal freedom, time freedom, right? I need to work on my attitude about everything. I need to work on my health. Okay, so I'm still, if you were to ask me in what level I'm at, I'm just probably.
I appreciate all the time you're giving us now. That's
okay. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that your appreciation, okay, your acknowledgement, it is a positive energy that would drive me to do better, so that I can become more effective with time. And then who knows, one day I will be able to share it every day. Okay, that requires a degree of understand. I learned conceptually about time. We understand it from the mentor program. We learn about time, but to make it real, I'm still working on it. Okay, but your encouragement is noted. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep that.
Thank you, Frank. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
Zoom.
Have a good night.
okay. Bye.
Hẹn gặp lại.
Okay, adios.